You're tuning into the Double RT Boxing Show, the Ready Talk Boxing Show. I'm your host, Mr.A. Thank you for tuning in. I've been busy at work, popping up videos when I can, but the show still goes on through the blood of your veins. Thank you, you boxing junkies. This is the boxing rehab for us junkies. So if you're a new viewer, a new junkie who stumbled onto the corner looking for some of that shit, this is the rehab center where we take care of you. Whatever your preference is. You like uppercuts. You like fucking heavyweights. You like bantamweights. You like welterweights. This is your rehab center. This is where you get fucked up, and this is where you get fixed. Now, for the new viewers, quick little rundown of what you stumbled upon to the Ready Talk Boxing Show. I'm a fan just like yourself. I got tired of hearing the same old shit, so I created this show 2 years ago. We're in season 5. We do the basics of the show is we inform ourselves, familiar ourselves with the other guys. So we talk 1 through 15, talk about their trinket belts. I I always talk about belts in between as they are online for the fights, but I big up the Intercontinental. If you're a new viewer, you will find out why. If you're a subscriber, thank you for that loyal support. You know why I big up the Intercontinental belt. And that is that. Mr.A, favorite fighter, Aries Lara. Now let's get into it. Big fight, big fight. We're jumping. We're jumping. Even though it is March 1st, we're gonna jump into April 11th. I gotta fucking watch Mikey Garcia, and I gotta watch the whole damn card. April 11th, Joyce and Triple D. This this fight is tough, 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 tough. Now, is this gonna be another fight where I feel one way, but I go against that? I do that so many times and get my predictions wrong. So many times. I said it in the Wilder Fury prediction. Wilder can't handle Fury if Fury comes down. Fury's it's probably will knock him out in a second, or it's gonna be bad. But I went with and I even said it. Went with the Wilder knockout. Said I could see Roman Gonzalez knocking out Yafai, but I still picked Yafai. Oh, I do it all the time. It's just gonna be another one. Am I gonna feel one way about another fighter and still pick the fucking loser? Oh man, let's see what happens here. Now, I thought Joyce would be a little taller. In the face-off where he pushed him, he didn't seem that much taller than Daniel Dubois. Now he got a fucking long ass head. He got a long ass head, and maybe that's is Dubois gonna be the one to break Joyce punch resistance? That's what this all comes down to. Because at 22 years old for 34 years old, he got the youth. He's giving up an inch in height at 6'5", giving up 2 inches at 80 to 78. I don't think that's gonna be that much of a difference. Even though Joyce shotgun jab, 2 inches can play a dividends, but I think Daniel Dubois is he doesn't show the greatest defense, but I think he's good enough at his own defensive game at distance to really take away what disadvantage the 2 inches is. 14-0, 13 knockouts, 10-0, 9 knockouts. So each of these guys did not knock out one of their opponent. Danny Dubois, Kevin Johnson. We kind of expected it, but didn't want to see it happen. We were hoping he'd knock his ass out. And again, that fight probably made him better. Now, in the fight that Joyce didn't get his knockout was his last fight against Brian Jennings. And did not knocking Brian Jennings out make him better? Everyone thought the knockout was coming. He could have knocked out Jennings. Jennings wasn't throwing enough, but even Jennings was getting some shit off in the second half of that fight. To me, whoever could start doing the most success off of combination punching and doubling up, because they both got some dynamite jabs. If this is a jab, you got to jab with the jabber. So it's gonna be interesting to see who wins that jab fest. Is those 2 inches gonna play that big of a part? That 1 inch height of it? Are those 3 inches gonna team up and be that little bit to beat Daniel Dubois? It's gonna be like, damn, that's gonna be this is gonna be an interesting stick competition. But I still feel the one who gets more an advantage of combination is gonna win this fight. Whether it's throwing in combinations, like of course I think we'll favor Daniel Dubois. I think he has the faster, not only faster hands in the straight punches, but I think as faster delivery with combinations. And I think not only is it going to become a combination thing, I think whoever could um, double up on the punch from left to the body, left or right, left to the head, right to the body, right to the whoever could take advantage of that combination, I think will win the fight. And it's kind of Daniel Dubois with the hand speed, but you never know. Joyce might pull it off. He's a heavy-handed guy, and we know Joyce is going to get hit. But the thing is he going to get hit as much as we've been seeing him? Because remember, when he first came out, he was Mr. Capoeira doing the Eddie from Tekken cartwheels in the gym. He was, with Solace, and then he went with Abel. Abel made him a come forward machine. He was starting to get cracked. Solace, he was moving around the ring. The Adam Booth tried to find a nice combination of both, and now he's back with Solace. So will this be the movement of Joyce again? He's gonna have to go lighter because he's been looking like a thick motherfucker lately, or solid. Just fucking because he's been looking bad. Not bad, but he hasn't been looking fucking mobile. He hasn't been looking it. He's what 261 against Alexander, 256, 265, 262, 60. So okay, he was 251 when he fought Ivanka. Did he go when he fought Kalatsky? Was that when he was with Abel? Because that's when he started putting on weight. He went from 251 to 263 in 3 months. He put on 12 pounds, and then he just kept around. He kept putting on weight. He kept fluctuating between 260, 263 in his next 4 fights. And then Brian Jennings, he went back down to 256. So I'm thinking, and I think he was with Salas. Was he with Salas on that for that fight? I'm not too sure, but I will think he would be on the lighter side of that. And this, if I'm talking about this prediction, like this will be the movement that we saw in the beginning of his career, George Joyce, that is. So with that movement and popping that hard job, would that be good? Would that make not Brian, would that make Danny Dubois reset his feet enough to try and catch him? Cut off the ring. Will those resetting the feet take away just enough power of Danny Dubois where he loses the fight? Interesting. Like I said, I think if if it is the movement George Joyce with Salas, I think that's gonna do dividends for Team Joyce way more than just trying to juggernaut him down. Trying to bully Dubois, I think he can do it, but I just think it's too many shots. The risk is it's a high risk, great reward, but I think he could get the same reward with a lesser risk of moving around the ring, pop shotting him, and then when his feet are not quite planted, then then juggernaut him, hold him, and then start it over again. Kind of do like a jab and grab Klitschko style, but off of some movement. You know, you know. Fury did it to Wilder. He'll move, feint him, and then he'd do all this stuff. And when he sees Wilder kind of replanted his feet and then had to reset his arms, boom, boom, he just rushed him with something like that. Every time Wilder was just resetting, Fury rushed his ass. Can Joyce do that to Daniel Dubois? I think he can, but I'm gonna pick Daniel Dubois here, just because I seen Joyce get hit way too fucking much by lesser competition, and I think Daniel Dubois with the hand speed, with I think a better combination delivery. Um, he's just none of these guys have any slick defense that's gonna fucking outshine the other. The feet movement, you gotta go with the feet and legs. You go with Joyce. The power, if you're gonna say speed creates power, then I guess you go with Daniel Dubois because he already seems like he hits pretty hard, and then with the speed of his power, the more than just Joyce's heavy-handed ass. Like I said, Battle of the Jabs gonna be a fantastic thing to watch, but I'm going with Daniel Dubois. Damn, he's gonna. I go beast mode on this one. He's gonna knock Joyce out. Eighth round, Daniel Dubois knocks out Joyce. Thank you for your time and support.